Hello everyone, it's Miss Graham again today, and I'm joined with Max. And our story that we're going to be reading today has been requested by Miss Ray, so we hope you enjoy. And it is called The Big Bad Bogey, or Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Bogey, and it is written by Timothy Knackman and Tom Knight, and it is published by Scholastic. Are we ready? Once upon a time, in a faraway land, 3 bogies lived up the horrid, hairy nose of a massive giant. One day, the giant had had enough. He stuck his finger up his nose and had a really good pick. "Help!" said James and Alice. "He's going to pull us out and eat us!" But the big bad bogey was bored of living up the giant's nose. He jumped onto the finger shouting, "Yippee!" The giant was going to eat the big bad bogey, but he was so big and so bad that the giant flicked him away instead. Can you see that? As the big bad bogey flew through the air, he sang, "Who's afraid of the big bad bogey, the big bad bogey, the big bad bogey? Who's afraid of the big bad bogey? Every one of you!" Then the big bad bogey went crashing through the roof of Grandma's house, just as she was about to be eaten by the wolf, and he squished the wolf flat. Little Red Riding Hood came in and said, "Grandma, what a big bogey you've got." "All the better to squish you with," said the big bad bogey. "Don't you dare," said the woodcutter, waggling his axe. "Ha ha," laughed the big bad bogey, and he went bouncing over to the 3 bears' house. Just as Goldilocks was about to eat one of the bowls of porridge, the big bad bogey bounced into the first bowl. "Ouch! Too hot!" Then into the second bowl. "Ooh, too cold!" And lastly, into the third bowl. Just right. "I'm not eating that now," said Goldilocks. "It's got a bogey in it." "Ha ha!" laughed the big bad bogey, and he went bouncing over to... Where did he go to? Cinderella's house. Just as the fairy godmother was turning a pumpkin into a carriage. It was the most beautiful carriage there ever was, until the big bad bogey came bouncing in and broke it into bits. So Cinderella had to go to the ball on a bogey instead. "I am not happy," she said.
You're so funny.
But the big bad bogey didn't care. "Ha ha!" he laughed as they went bouncing over to... Oh, I wonder where they're going to go. The palace. While Cinderella was dancing with the handsome prince, the big bad bogey saw a princess about to kiss a frog.
Oh, my frog.
So he went bouncing over and squished the frog flat. Oh my goodness. "If I'd kissed that frog, he might have turned into a prince," said the princess. "But you're disgusting and ugly too, so if I kiss you, you might turn into my true love." She's going to kiss the bogey.
Yeah.
She kissed the big bad bogey, but he just stayed the same. "I feel sick now," said the princess. At that very moment, the clock in the palace tower struck midnight, and Cinderella ran away from the ball. The handsome prince said, "I will marry the person who fits this slipper."
I'll do it.
The ugly sisters wanted to try it on, but before they got the chance, what's going to happen?
Bug.
Oh! The big bad bogey bounced into the glass slipper and it fitted him perfectly. Will you marry me? Asked the handsome prince with a tender sigh. I don't see why not, said the big bad bogey. The prince is going to marry Bogey. Because you've spoiled my story. That's why not, said Cinderella, storming up to the big bad bogey. She was very cross. And mine, said the princess with the frog. And mine, said Goldilocks. And mine, said Little Red Riding Hood. The big bad bogey looked around at all of their faces. They were very, very upset.
Oh.
The big bad bogey had been enormously naughty. He had spoiled everything. And he knew he should feel very ashamed indeed.
Yeah, I should.
He should. But he didn't. Ha ha! Laughed the big bad bogey, and he sang. Who's afraid of the big bad bogey, the big bad bogey, the big bad bogey? Who's afraid of the big bad bogey? Every one of you. Yes, I'll marry you, he said to the handsome prince, and they went bouncing off into the sunset to live happily ever after. When
The giant ate the bogey.
the massive giant picked up the big bad bogey and decided to eat him after all. Down he went in one swallow. Yuck, said the giant. The end.
I know that story.
Do you? There we are. There are all the characters sitting there. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed.